Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Oh my God.
I had to see what your reaction would be, and that was amazing. That was the best reaction I could have hoped for. So thank you, Tom. Please,
ladies
continue.
and gentlemen, I would like to make an announcement that Hannah Dethridge is no longer going to be appearing on the Videocast for any future Videocast, any future live stream. She's no longer going to be playing Assassin's Creed this Wednesday. I'm taking her off, and that's it. But hey.
Please continue, Tom. Please introduce the stream.
Hi guys. Good afternoon from the UK. I'm not going to do my normal intro because Hannah has taken it away from me. But I am Tom Mosley. I am one of your hosts for this week's Videocast, joined by the amazing, if you hadn't gathered already, Hannah Dethridge. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Tom. I'm really well. As you can see, I'm in a chipper mood today.
Too chipper. And we've got a guest on here that's is known as well for banter and for the words that come out of his mouth. It's two of you together is going to be interesting today. It's going to be super interesting.
But I'm well. How are you? Apart from being totally ashamed of me right now.
Flabbergasted. I'm not too bad. I feel like all the adrenaline has drained out of my body for the lead up to launch last week.
Yeah.
We are now post-launch and I'm playing loads of games, which is great, but yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing with my life anymore now that I have like not an Xbox to hype up. So, but yeah, we've got some things in the pipeline.
We've got other things for Next Gen November, Tom.
We do have more things. So we are here for our third week of Next Gen November.
We are indeed.
Talking all things accessories and all those bits and pieces. So talking Next Gen, talking previous gen as well. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. As we always, it's our favorite time of the week doing Videocasts. So
it is Monday afternoon. Everyone can come and hang with us and we all get nerdy together. It's great.
All get nerdy. But talking of getting together, as always, we have Tashin over on Facebook. First person in the comments again, back true to form. We have a certain somebody in chat that's also going to be joining us today. So we will wait for that before we get to those introductions. We have Daggercast over on Twitch as well, shouting out the tinsel. Hannah's getting very festive. Not until the 1st of December does the tree go up in my households. But we shall wait and see. We have Denise over on Facebook. Good afternoon to you. And Rebecca Bohr saying hello. And Simon Barlow, Mr. Barlow, good afternoon from my HP days. Good afternoon to you, sir. Hope you're well, mate. But Hannah, should we crack on? It's enough of me talking rekindling friendships.
I need to clear my throat. Give me a second. Okay, I'm ready. Woo! As if by magic. There we go. Yes. So we have two guests, Tom, because no one's going to watch if it's just me and you. So we have two guests. And we have Jessica Jane in the chat. Hello, Jessica Jane.
If that's a clip of Hannah introducing the stream, I'm not going to be happy.
I hope it is. I really wish I could have held it together, but I found it way too funny that I just kind of broke down afterwards. But nevertheless, let's introduce our guests. Our guests today.
Yes,
so we have two guests, and one is rather groovy. So we have the rather groovy Rich King with us today. Hey, Rich, how are you? Woo, round of applause.
Muted. There we go.
He's muted. Woo.
I can't unmute you, Rich.
Rich is saying, I'm fine. I'm really good. Thanks, guys. How are you? That's what he said.
You know what? That was so witty as I came in there, and you would be, oh my God, that was so funny, and it won't work if I repeat myself again. But nope, I just wanted to say that introduction was an improvement on previous weeks. Hannah, I approve.
Rich is off as well now.
I mean, what?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I think one by one we should all have a go ourselves, to be honest.
Yeah, just to see how it feels.
Yeah.
But as always, when you bring me on, I have something to say.
Here we go.
First of all, right, I want to comment on these thumbnails, these holding slides that you creating with the two of you on there. What's going on, guys? Because you're looking pretty buff on them, Tom. if I'm honest. Quite handsome and stuff like that. So
Hannah's Photoshop skills are paramount. I definitely don't look like that in real life.
I'm a little bit jealous, if I'm honest with you, because I don't have anything like that, and I'm still clearly starting to develop a lockdown hair now as well. So, and then the second thing I want to bring up is something that's already been brought up. Really, Hannah, It's not even December yet. What's going on?
Oh, well, I was just about to say, Rich, do you want me to make you a little thumbnail for yourself? But then you kind of came at me, so never mind. And moving on to our next guest. So we have the amazing Rich King, as we are aware. But we have another guest, and he's new. He may not be new to you, but he's new to the Videocast. So let's introduce him. It is the rather groovy, rather cool, rather awesome Ryan J. Whitehead in the building from our Global Evangelist team. Hello, Ryan.
Oh, look at that pose. Look at the pose.
Hello, everybody. Yeah. Woo!
How are you?
Project that I'm on. I'm so excited.
Yes. Awesome. So please tell us, Ryan, who you are, where you come from, and why you decided to bestow your presence upon us all today.
Wow, this is a hot fire take. I was so ready. Okay.
Do it.
Who I am. My name is Ryan J. Whitehead. I've been gaming since I would love to say since I was born, but let's face it, gamers. You can't really be born and just play games. It doesn't work like that. So I'd say I've been, gaming since like 1992, just like really getting in there, getting my feel for the games and all that stuff. Where I come from, we still haven't figured that out yet. But where I hail from is Canada, rocking Toronto, Ontario. Woo! I don't know what the third question was, but yeah, I'm awesome. There you go.
Third question was, why are you here?
Oh, why am I here? Okay, cool. So I was invited by the UK team to come and talk about controllers today, which is exciting because controller life. We all are very particular about our controllers. Mm-hmm. It's a great expression and a great extension of our abilities inside the game. Oh. Where a martial artist may have a staff or a sword, a gamer has a controller.
Oh, I love it. I love all of this.
There he goes.
there you go. All right, I'm taking over. Let's do this.
Well, Ryan, Rich, thank you very much for joining us. I'm looking forward to delving in just some bits and pieces on how we wield our weapons of choice when it comes to video games.
I like that. I like saying that it's an extension of you. That's great. I'm going to use that in the future. So thank you, Ryan.
But as always, as it is the Videocast, Hannah likes to put us on the spot a little bit with her round of quick fire questions. So Hannah, what have you got for us today?
I have 5 questions today, everybody. And if everybody in the chat can join in as well and answer them, it will mean that we can get to know us and ourselves and our family and our gaming family just a little bit better. I have 5 questions. So let's go Rich, Ryan, Tom, and then myself. I should never start with myself because I always forget that I've got to go first. So we don't do that anymore. Okay. Question number 1. Please answer in the chat too. Pick a color. Robot white, carbon black, or shock blue. Robot white, carbon black, shock blue.
Right, guys. Okay. So before I answer this question, I need to shout out Walker Wang in chat. What's going on, man? Welcome, bro.
Yeah, Walker. Yes, I did just wake up. It's very early here as opposed to these afternooners.
Oh, wow. You people.
We are in the future, sir. In the future.
Shock blue.
Carbon black, hands down. Easy question.
I have the carbon black, but the shock blue controller is sexy, right?
It's nice. It is. Oh, but then I think I'll go robot white because I've always liked a white controller. I just have, like even back with the 360. And the fact it's robot white, it's just cool. Isn't
just
it?
The
it's
name,
just a cool
right?
Name, robot white. Yeah. So that's
we've got
my
a
answer.
few for shock blue. Got a carbon black from Paul Thomas. So yeah, a nice range in the viewership today.
Sweet. Okay. Question number 2. What do you enjoy more whilst gaming? Do you enjoy sweet surround sound or buttery biscuit bass? If you had to pick. For sound.
I honestly thought you were going with food on the second one. I'm like, food easily. No, but yeah. Okay, I got it.
What are you saying? I could just eat on the second one? No, yeah. It's got to be surround sound because, I got to hear the people killing me before they kill me. So, yeah.
Hear them coming.
Yeah, no, okay. So I love this question. This is actually a really well-crafted question because I'm a big fan of Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that game, if you have surround sound, is really trippy. It is so cool. And that, like, Ninja Theory adding that kind of peripheral experience to the gaming platform was just match made in heaven. Like, it was just magic. So yeah, I'm gonna go with surround because Hellblade was a totally different experience with surround sound.
It makes that game. If you haven't ever played it in surround sound, or even just with a half decent set of headphones, go back and play it. It's on Game Pass. Go play it. I am also surround sound for pretty much the reasons that both Rich and Ryan said. Just understanding where everything is, as much as the bass is always quite cool, especially like war games, Call of Duty, Halo, stuff like that. You really get the effect of that you're kind of there. But yeah, surround sound, just understanding where everything is around me is paramount.
Ooh, I love surround sound, but if I had to choose, I'd probably go with Buttery Biscuit bass. Especially
because you phrase it that way.
Because I like biscuits. Because like, especially because I'm playing Valhalla at the moment, and just the music and there's so much bass and so many low tones throughout the Viking just world. It's amazing. And bass for me. Okay, question number 3. If you could have any custom Xbox Series X, what would you have? If you had control and you could make one, what would you have?
Sorry, I zoned out. What was the question?
If you could have any custom Xbox Series X, what would you have?
Any custom Xbox Series X?
Yeah.
Like, or what design?
Yeah. What design?
Oh, that's a good question, Hannah. I think that if I'm going to pick a game because it's too easy to go with normal artwork. So I'm going to pick. I don't mean it's got to be Gears of War every time. It's got to be Gears every time because what they do with their stuff and the little details that they put on, say, the controllers and stuff like that. I think it'd have to be Gears, and I know that that's going to mess Ryan up a little bit as well. So.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so I love this. First of all, I hope you never run out of these questions. These are awesome. So thank you for that. And by the way, is that your real last name? Because if it is, that is also really metal.
Isn't it?
It is. That is my name.
All right. So you actually would have stopped me by saying Gears of War. Because I mean, let's face it, Gears of War makes incredible limited edition things that I'll never even question buying. I'm like, you know what? Sure, I'll go in debt buying this. Let's do this. Like, throw money at it. But actually, you know what? Recently, because of certain things, we get gear stuff, so I don't need to ask for that. We want something we don't have. So I'm gonna go with what's on my awesome shirt. I would love a Battletoads limited edition.
Oh, that would be so colorful.
Xbox. Right? So colorful. And like, if you turned it on, like they should do like some heavy metal guitar solo or something. Like I would absolutely kill for a limited edition Battletoads. And sorry, I will also say one more thing. I know the Xbox Pope watches the show every once in a while. That dude makes amazing limited edition console prints that you can look at. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Great designs.
Yeah. Do you know, Ryan?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, Ryan. We do for our Level Up streams on Wednesday. We do giveaways every single season, and we managed to get Pope to design us an easy Level Up Xbox One X, which we gave away last season.
No way!
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which was awesome. We had one lucky winner who won the console, and then we had 2 winners that won the controllers. So yeah,
that's so cool. Super
legend
jelly.
that he is. For me, I would instantly pick Gears, but I'm not going to say that because Rich has picked it. I picked up the 1S for Gears, and that laser etch design is just stunning. But I'd probably have to pick. I'd go Mass Effect. Like, I've got the tattoos for it. Having a really nice kind of shepherd armor, like down the center of the console, it works well for a vertical console. Having the red, white, and black. And like going on sounds, it would just be like the reload sound when you turn it on, or just the hello there, or I'm Commander Shepard and this is my favorite Xbox in the Citadel phrase, or something like that. Yeah, I'd probably pick Mass Effect.
Ooh, good choices. I would probably pick either a Witcher 3 Series X, where you could probably get the sound of the Oh, when you complete a quest, when you turn it on, that would be awesome. With the wolf medallion and with Geralt, that'd be amazing. Or like a Rick and Morty one where you turn it on and it's like, geez, Rick. I mean, that'd be great. So either one of those.
That'd be so good.
But yeah, okay, 2 more questions to go. Next question. Do you prefer shooting your enemies from a plane or a helicopter down onto the ground, or being on the ground and shooting up towards a plane or a helicopter? What do you prefer? Being in the chopper and shooting people, or being on the ground and shooting the chopper?
Richard's just on the ground being shot by the chopper.
Oh, come on. Don't call me out like that. You know what I mean, you have probably footage of that happening, so I can't really deny it. So, if my squad's watching, which I don't think they are because I haven't seen them in chat, they'll tell you that I'm the one piloting the helicopter, nosediving towards the people who are shooting me. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to be in the helicopter shooting down at people. Definitely. If I feel dominant that way, and that's the only time in my life where I do feel on top of things and dominant. So, yeah. Oh, my life.
Oh, wow.
Playing a tiny violin for you there, Rich.
Props to that. There's a couple of games where they've had some incredible scenes where you're either shooting from a copter or shooting at the sky, I will say. I do want to, going back to the consoles for a second, I do want to call out Daggercast as one of the suggestions, which is a Mr. Meeseeks box.
Yes.
Oh, I would love a Mr. Meeseeks Xbox where you turn it on and says, I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. I would absolutely kill for that. All right, so I would say there's 2 scenes that we're gonna back up my answer, which is shooting from a copter. Because not only Gears has had some incredible moments where you're shooting from the copter, but there was Far Cry Blood Dragon, and the opening scene of the game is they kind of do a parody of like the scene from Apocalypse Now where they have like the helicopters and the music playing or something. I can't remember if it's that movie. But they have like this, I think it's a Little Richard song as you're like shooting from the copter, and it feels so good. It absolutely is like one of the best feelings of the world. So that's why I would say shooting from a copter.
Awesome. I would probably agree because I think like the sheer power that you feel like playing old school Call of Duty games, and you get your kill streaks and you get as a chopper gunner, or you get into like the enemy AC 130 above, just the power that you feel like shooting down and taking out all your enemies is just brilliant. So yeah, I'd probably be in the air firing down.
Well, I would be on the ground with a rocket launcher, just ready to. I love seeing a chopper go down. I love it. I love it when it's spinning and it sets fire, and you're like, yes, I did that. Boom, mic drop.
See, I gotta comment on that there. I'm gonna stop you right there. As cool as it is, the chances of you hitting that copter with a rocket they make it look too easy. There's no way it is that easy to take it down.
Depends though. I like being on the roof as well. So if I can be on a roof and take one down, I think it's easier. Plus, I'm thinking of like Far Cry games. I always seem to hit them. I'm okay.
Well, wait and see if you can actually do it in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why that would be a thing, Tom, but unless you're coming for me in a chopper because you've had enough of me and I just see you.
Yeah, do you know why I said that delivery you're getting tomorrow?
It's you in a chopper.
Amazing.
Oh, okay. Final question. As Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson took us down memory lane this week on social media when he first unveiled the very first Xbox on stage with Bill Gates, and now he's surprising children's hospitals all over the US with custom-built Xbox Series X consoles, which is amazing. So shout out to Dwayne. Hey, my question to you is: if you could have had anybody unveil the Series S and X on stage with like Phil Spencer and the gang, who would it have been?
Keanu Reeves. No, well done. Who indeed? Oh God, Hannah, what have you done this week?
Oh, just say Keanu Reeves. That was a great one.
I know, but he already did an unveiling, and it was already awesome. We can never top that. I'm gonna say, is it living, or?
I mean, anyone.
I think it'd have to be Bruce Lee. Yeah, Bruce Lee. Just because.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean? Could you imagine him walking out and just like balancing an Xbox Series 1X on his leg or something like that? And you know, I don't know. There you go. There. Weird.
That's a good answer, Bruce Lee. I was thinking about it, and oh man, I would have loved. There's so many ways you could go about this. This is a good question. I'm gonna simply just go right up to one of my personals and say, first of all, I love Bruce Lee, so good call it there. I'm gonna say Stan Lee for me. I would have loved Stan Lee to introduce the console, just like using the words that he does, like Excelsior, and just like doing that. Like, God, that guy, I miss him.
Yes, every day, man, every day. I would probably go slightly more Xbox centric, and pick the wonderful Jen Taylor. And if you don't know who Jen Taylor is she voices Cortana in the Halo series.
Yeah.
Just to have her voice like coming over the stream and go, oh, what's Cortana doing here? And then like Jen Taylor walking out and be like, it's here. Like sounding like Cortana would be awesome.
That's cool. That is awesome. That's a great shout. I'd just really like Jason Momoa to come out and just feel like, hey, here it is.
Throwing an axe and drinking a beer.
And throwing an axe. And then the curtain comes down. It's the Xbox Series X and he picks up his axe. And then, I mean, just that.
Just
no, he should
Hannah's now describing her dreams, but that's fine.
This is where I woke up from this morning.
He should come out, and then they have like a little beach rock for him, and he puts his leg on the beach rock with the trident, and the second he slams trident, a little water shoots up from the stage.
Yeah.
And that would be pretty dope.
And then the Series X and S come down from the sky. Oh, that's awesome.
That would be pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I like it.
Thank you, guys. That ends today's quick fire questions, and I enjoed them. I thought
they were really good. They were very thought-provoking today. I like it.
Thank you. They took me 5 minutes.
But we've got to know all of us a little bit better. Got to know you guys a bit better in chat, which is awesome. So thank you very much for taking part. If you are watching on a video on demand, either on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, still put your answers in the comments. It'd be great to see what you guys think as well. So thank you very much for that. But as we've all said on stream already, we're going to be talking about accessories and all the next generation's worth of accessories, which came with the Xbox Series X and S. But before we jump into that, I want to get some history from you guys. I want to know kind of like maybe what's your favorite current gen like Xbox controller design, what controllers from the past and previous consoles that you've had that you've absolutely loved, or maybe not like so much. Just get a bit of history from you guys and your gaming history. So yeah, I'd love to know that. We'll do the same order. We'll go Rich, Ryan, Hannah, and then go to myself. So Rich, take us on a journey. Like, what's your kind of favorite controller, either past, present, anything like that?
All right. How long have we got again? Hold on. All right. Okay.
You have a few minutes, Rich.
So I'm going to go back to back in time to the start of this stream where Ryan says, well, I've been gaming since 1992, which seems like a long time ago until you come to me. Because I believe, although I look younger than Ryan, hard life Ryan, I know, I am actually older than him. And so in 1992, I'd be like Bane, that you're really born into it. You know what I mean? So I remember, playing on the paddles for the Atari back in the day, playing Pong and just having like one trigger and the rotation of bouncing the ball backwards and forwards across each other until they then upgraded to the wiggle sticks for track and field and stuff like that. So I've had a few, and like my different controllers have changed through the years. As you know, if you follow me, I'm a big beat 'em up fan. The arcade sticks were huge back when you could afford to play arcades. You put 10 pence in, you get like 10 credits from 10 pence. And you put £1 in now, you get one go, which is terrible. And then, the Hattori arcade sticks came out, just take us all to like pro level. I mean, I'm not pro level, but I feel like it when I use my Hattori stick. and then the different designs. I'm waffling on because I don't know where I'm going to go with this story. I realize I'm committed and I can't follow through. But I do have this in front of me, which is one of my favorite controllers.
360 one.
Yes.
Yes, 360 limited edition Gears controller there before they started doing all the laser cutting on it. And this is when they brought out the first precision controller as well. So that's why we've got the chrome. Fake chrome. I've just realised it's fake precision pads on there, and yeah. But I've used them all at some point, so I can say brands, can't I? Can I?
We can just say other brands are available.
Other brands are available. I've already mentioned 2 or 3 already, so I might as well just carry on. The Nintendo controller, the paddles when they first came out, we got proper D-pads to the SNES, and then I was a massive fan of the PlayStation controllers. When they came out, they were just the best. And I remember first coming across the Xbox and getting the adapter for the Sony PlayStation controller, because I couldn't use the Xbox controller. I couldn't play fighting games on it anymore. So I had the adapter. I bought the adapter from the shop so I could just use my Sony controller on there.
Rich is off the stream.
Sorry. But this is a testament, right? So what have I got? I mean, first of all, that is my current favorite controller, my Phantom Black controller right there. I've even got my Fun Grip on there for my beat 'em up action on it and dying at COD. And then recently I was handed the Series 2 Elite controller. My light is terrible in there today. I am sorry. And this is true evolution of controllers for me. The fact that I can adapt this to how I want to play, change the D-pad for the different games that I play. I can also program this as well, which I've been doing. I've got 3 settings for it for the different games, for shoot 'em ups, for beat 'em ups, and for car racing. And one of the things that I loved about the PlayStation controller was how it fit in my hand, how perfectly it fit in my hands, and how I could reach everything. And the Elite Series 2 controller does that. The grip and the texture on this, it's just perfect. And yeah, from someone who's been, I started my story about the paddles back in the day on my Atari to what I've got right now. That's just evolution right there of how we play like that. Like Ryan says, the extension of what we are into the game. So. Yeah. Does any of that make sense? Because I feel like I rambled.
Yeah. So. It was good, though. It's a good ramble.
I like
poetry in motion is what it was.
Thanks, man.
Oh, you're so suave, Ryan. You're so suave.
I told you, right?
But Ryan, hit us up next. What's your kind of experience around controllers, past, present, favorite one now?
So growing up, of course, I lived the SNES life. You know, it's now you're playing with power kind of thing. And so I had to say, like, you know, in the past, I'd say my favorite controller was the SNES controller because, you know, up until Xbox, in terms of games, the most popular games were all traditional 2D movement. You're either moving X, Y, even Z, but you're still moving very, you know, 2D wise. Like you're either looking atop or you're looking sideways. So, or side scrolling, if you will. It wasn't till Xbox came around, or even like transitioning into the world of Xbox after Nintendo 64, when they dominated with GoldenEye, you know, Xbox was like, okay, you know, shooters are a good way to go, Halo, you know, and with Halo, then we started seeing a lot of 3D movement, which is now why I believe why the Xbox controller, I'm going to pull out an Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition. That is personally why I think the joystick is in the upper left position, because a lot of games now that are popular are 3D movement dominated. So you would have 360-degree movement. Anyway, so SNES controller, I would say, would be the past. The present, I would love to say the Elite Series 2. I don't have one. I would say my Gears Elite controller is amazing. But even just talking about controller design, I'm going to say my good old Sea of Thieves limited edition. I think what Xbox did during the Xbox One run with the limited edition controllers, this is true gamer expression. Like the level of detail they put into these controllers are amazing. Even with the Gears and Sea of Thieves, you see this kind of laser etching that they do. And it's cool with the controller. They kind of do this coral design, which is just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, and I mean, I love what they've done with the new controller, the Series X, which I have really far away over there. But yeah, I would have to say in terms of, I love the limited edition controllers. I just say any limited edition controller, the Mandalorian one that just was announced not too long ago, the Gears, any Gears controller is absolutely gorgeous. Sea of Thieves one is awesome. The Cyberpunk one is so gorgeous.
And
you can scan it. You can scan it. Plays the music. Oh my God. So cool. Anyway, by the way, that Sea of Thieves controller, Daggercast, is like $800 if you have the box and you want to resell it. Why would you? But you can, and it's like $800. It's hilarious.
I'm about to say, I wish I kept mine in my box now.
It's so pretty. It's too pretty to stay in the box. It's
Hannah,
gorgeous.
what about you?
Hello.
Hello.
So going on from what Ryan's just said about controllers and his favorite, I have the Gears controller here for Xbox One, and what Rich was saying about those tiny little designs that just make it different and make it so unique and so thought through. I love, and it's very intricate, but the way that the thumbprint is on the D-pad, you probably won't be able to see it, but if you ever see one of these, it's just amazing to see that there's been a thumbprint on there, and it just looks so cool. And then you've got the scratches that come over onto this side, onto your buttons, which is beautiful. And it's just a good looking controller. That's my favorite looking controller that I've got, definitely.
Fun trivia. Do you know whose thumbprint that is?
No, tell me. Is it?
Okay.
Is it like Marcus?
Do any of you guys know whose thumbprint
is it Marcus's?
I used to know. I can't remember.
It fits
I remember
my
someone.
thumbprint.
It's someone really iconic in the world of Xbox, and I now can't remember who it is.
Whose is it?
Rich?
No, I don't know.
No, you guys. Okay, it is Rod Ferguson's thumbprint.
Yes.
Oh, awesome!
He said
he was part of the
coalition.
coalition.
He blurted out a little bit, so you couldn't like use it, figure out how to unlock his phone and everything. Love that guy. I'm so sad that he's on to a new team, but I'm also very happy to the team he moved on to. I'm very excited for what he's going to do for them. So,
100%.
That's so cool. Look at you bringing the little facts in, Ryan. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, well, that's really cool. But yeah, that's my. I would have loved to have got a Sea of Thieves one because it's stunning and it's got my favorite colors on there because I love blue and I love purple and it's pretty.
$800. $800.
800 and it's yours.
But talking about like evolution of accessories and gaming accessories, I like the first accessory that I used for gaming was a joystick. It was PC gaming, and I used to have a joystick, and I used to have my 2 buttons on, and I used to play Jazz Jackrabbit 2, which everyone knows. And yeah, that was like the first proper where I felt like an actual gamer and I was doing something, was using something cool. And then after that, I remember the first Xbox controller and how much of an absolute tank it was. It is a unit. It is the controller that if it was bodybuilding, it would win all the competitions because it's
good old
a
Duke
beast. It's a beast. And then everything was so curvy because I remember the 360 controller being really curvy as well, especially around the triggers. It was just so curvy, and I really enjoyed how bright the colors of the buttons were. Your Y, X, A, and B button, they were always very, very bright. It wasn't until later on that we got the different designs where the color was just in the letters themselves, or there was, I mean, on this one there's nothing, it's just black. So yeah, just looking at Rich's that you showed earlier, it just took me back to those really bright kind of like colors that I was just like, oh wow, that's cool. It's the 360. But yeah, in terms of, I guess, my favorite as well, I always use the Elite. I've got the Elite 2 here in a box.
Oh, you guys, with your Elites. Damn it.
But I use the Elite 1 all the time, so I need to get the 2. I need to unbox the 2, probably maybe do a little video about it, and then switch it over. But the feeling of the Elite controller is just something that I cannot move away from. I use it if I'm playing on PC. I'll use the Elite controller. If I'm playing Xbox, I use the Elite controller. It just feels so good the way it's weighted. It just works really well with me. And also with the triggers that you can select your hair lock triggers, and you can select thumbstick tension and everything, which is awesome on an accessibility level for anybody that struggles to press the button with certain pressure. Whether I've got really bad circulation, and sometimes I find it really useful to use because my fingers could just be like, oh, I can't feel anything. Where are they? But then anybody that has any other kind of experience that, or just any core gamers themselves that are just so into gaming that want that more personalized experience. I have a lot of love for the Elite controllers, very much so. And you get a nice case with it too. You get a real nice fancy case with both of them. So yeah, that's mine. I guess that's mine. But I also want to point out how the battery pack is flush now on controllers. And back in the day, the battery pack was like out here, and it was like huge, if you remember. But that's something else. But that's it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
That's huge.
Evolution of controllers. Evolution.
Yeah. But that's my 2 pence on the subject, Tom. There you go.
Awesome. I just want to quickly point out, Paul, I have seen your comment, and I will refer back to it once we've kind of moved into the next section. But I haven't missed it. I will come back to it, I promise. For me, like, I've grown up, same as Ryan, like playing video games. Like video games have been a huge part of my life, and going through all the iterations of handhelds and controllers and stuff like that. And going back to the past, I want to give a huge shout out to the Nintendo 64 controller. Because so many people, even in today's day and age, don't know how to hold that controller correctly. If you give it to a modern day kid gamer, they hold it in the weirdest ways. And I just laugh at it going, no, you're holding it wrong. Hold it this way and you've got access to everything. But that controller for me was like God tier. Playing GoldenEye with friends, split screen, playing that with that controller was brilliant. So yeah, for my previous generation, that's kind of like one of my biggest memories when it comes to controllers. Ryan, I'm probably going to rub it in your face a little bit here now, because moving into modern day, it is the Elite controller for me, 100%. And I've quickly ran around the house when we were doing our holding screen before we went live, with my collection of Elite controllers. So I have.
See you later.
Bye, Ryan. Very short. I've got the original black Elite 1, which I've got in its case all ready to go. I have the original white Elite
it's so
controller,
pretty.
which is pretty. Ryan, you'll know this as well with the Gears of War Elite Series 1 controller. What I love about this controller is that if you move the thumbstick up, there is some writing on the actual thumbstick, which is there's like 5 different writings. So you had no idea what you were going to get when you opened it up. And I was really happy because mine says "Welcome Home," which is what Marcus says to JD in the game. And then if you remove the thumb pads underneath, it says "Grub Killer." There's just a couple of little features which I really like about that. And then, because I've just got to say it as well, I have then my Elite Series 2 controller with my FanFest
FanFest
D-pad. So yeah, I am an Elite aficionado. Aficionado is the right word.
You are.
Yeah, I've got Elite controllers for days. I absolutely love them. Ever since I held one in my hand, I knew there wasn't going to be another controller that I would primarily use. And I say that, and since the Series X has come out, I've only used the carbon black controller. But that's testament to how good it is.
Yeah.
But which we can slyly now, with a lovely tangent, not tangent, what's the word I'm looking for? Segue across to this current generation of controllers. And there's loads of new features with the carbon blacks and robot whites and the shot blue with the Generation 9. So what are your favorite features from the new controller, guys? Like, if you've had hands-on with them, you've played with them. Hannah, you've seen pictures of them.
I don't get to play with anything.
What about it do you like about what some of the things that have changed, obviously, into this new generation? What do you love about it?
Am I going first?
Ooh.
Go for it, mate. Go for it.
Okay. So first of all, it's super light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ridiculously light. I didn't think they could improve the controllers, and they clearly have done it. So the grip, the moment you have that in your hand, that grip feel on your fingers and on your palm is just really good. The feature I'm enjoying the most, though, and I haven't quite got the hang of it yet, is the share button. The record, screen recording.
Mm-hmm.
That's so much easier than pressing the helix. And, because I guarantee you the moments I press the helix and say something like CUD to record something cool that I did, that's when I get shot. And I can't have that anymore. So that button's right there. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite feature.
Nice. I love the share button. And I've never quite realized how much I relied on clicking the Nexus and then X or Y and being taken out of that game. Whereas playing Gears Tactics over the weekend, just going, oh, that was a really cool headshot. press and hold, recorded straight away, still in the game, which is amazing.
And games are just getting more and more cool, so you want to share more and more things. Like I'm playing Valhalla, and I've spent more time taking photos on that game than I have actually playing the game. So for me to have that share button and to just share what I'm doing straight away.
I saw the photo you shared of the dog.
Oh my god, that dog's face! It was, I don't know what was going on. I paused it on this exact moment, but this husky was like, and it just made this crazy face. But yeah, fun times.
What about yourself, Ryan? The new controller, what do you love about it?
First of all, I will say I love how you guys all have like your Elite Series 2s and like talking about how amazing the controller is, yet I still continually beat you guys in Halo every year. I mean, come on now.
Bye, Ryan. Thanks very much for joining.
I had to find a zinger, and that was my opportunity. So,
you've been holding on for that for a while, haven't you?
I have. So, all right. So that being said, with the controller, I would say the D-pad has always continued to surprise me, actually, and probably one of my favorite things because. I've played a lot of side-scrolling games, like I mentioned earlier, like all about 2D movement. But I also played a lot of fighting games. My brother and I were big Street Fighter fighters, and we had a great time playing Street Fighter. And I will say this D-pad is probably my favorite, only because the way it complements a lot of the moves you need to perform in fighting games, like the quarter turn forwards or the quarter turn backs or the 360s if you're going to play Zangief. You cheat people. Anyway, I would say that trying fighting games on this, I can't wait to try Killer Instinct again and get back into that. But that was really awesome.
Amazing.
Deep dish. That's what I'm going to say about the D-pad. Deep dish.
You love that.
Yeah,
I do.
Hannah, what about yourself? I know we've done a lot of kind of live streams and videos and stuff like that on Next Gen, and I know you necessarily haven't had hands-on. But like, what are you most looking forward to?
All of it, everything, because I want to see, because it's a bit smaller on the top, I want to see how it feels in my hands. I want to see how easy it is to use the share button. I want to see what the deep dish, I just want to feel the deep dish D-pad. And I also want to feel the textured triggers. I want to see how that works, because I've got really sweaty hands. Everyone, we're all family. It's fine. I'll tell you, if I tell you about my life, I get really sweaty hands, bad circulation, sweaty hands. I'm attractive. And I'd like to see just how the textured grips help with just me being really immersed into the game and being able to carry out my actions on my triggers.
On your triggers.
So yeah.
I think all gamers get it, and it's called sweaty palms.
Yeah.
Usually
Thanks,
happens
guys.
when intense gameplay is taking place.
Thanks, Ryan.
Just saying, you're not the only one.
We all deal with it.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, girl. You run it, Amazon Queen. You do what you do. Slay all day.
Thanks, Ryan.
No worries.
Oh dear. And yeah, I think you guys kind of covered most of the new features there. Like, I think it fits perfectly in my hands now with the new controller. I love that on the thumbsticks, the kind of divot where you rest your thumbs is now slightly deeper, so you can actually catch it easier and move the thumbsticks easier. The share button has been a godsend for me. And on Ryan's point, talking about the D-pads, when I was signing into my Xbox Series X when I first booted it up, and I was going through like the email addresses and passwords for signing in, and the first time you click that D-pad and you actually hear that like proper click to it, it's super satisfying and super responsive. From the triggers and the bumpers being textured, I love that it's forwards and backwards compatible. That you can use this on an older Xbox One. If in the future when they release a new Xbox, whatever it's going to be, this will work on that console. And the fact that you can use old controllers on the new console, it's amazing as gamers to go, you know what, you've already got all this stuff. You don't have to buy a new one, but if you do want to get a next generation controller, like there are improvements, there are amazing things for it, which I think is just awesome.
Continuous compatibility.
There you go.
My dog really aggressively opened the door, so
I was actually gonna interrupt. I was gonna interrupt him, and I was gonna be like, "Did your door just open by itself? You should get out! Get out now!"
It's from playing Phasmophobia. It's just coming to haunt it now.
Oh, don't, please, no.
But I want to quickly, before we move on to the expansion card, because I am wary of time as well, I want to go back to Paul Thomas's comment from a while ago. And he was saying that he was having a slight issue using a Series X controller with his Kraken headsets. Just so you can see what he said. It's all on screen now. There may be a reason for that. One couple of things to double check. Check that your controller is fully up to date, that you've made sure it's fully up to date in the system settings. But also, something that a lot of people aren't aware of is you can contractually actually control the amount of volume that comes through your headset directly on the Xbox. So you can hit the Nexus button and open up that menu, and you can go to the audio settings in there, and there is a slider based on voice that if you're in a party chat and game sound coming through as well. It may be the case with the Series X. It has reduced that volume down automatically as default. To double check those bits and pieces, it could be as simple as the sliders move down as default. So yeah, I didn't want to ignore you, Paul, and think that we were ignoring your comment. That is a potential solution for it. It's the first time I've heard someone saying it. But yeah, try those little bits and pieces. And as I said, if you have any other questions or any other issues, reach out to me after the stream and we can do some troubleshooting together. Awesome. So we've spoken about next-gen controllers. Yeah. Done that. And as Hannah's wonderful thumbnail ensued, we are also going to be talking about probably something that was a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be, is the Seagate 1 terabyte expansion card. It's so small.
How do you guys have this stuff? Oh my god!
This is bought with my own money. I bought this from retail. Wow. And I was super lucky to get hold of one. I had to pre-order it, and thankfully it arrived on launch day. And I just love the fact that we've spoken heavily about SSD speeds and custom-built SSD for the Series X. And to take advantage of all of these optimized games, you need to either install it on the internal or on this expansion card. And I think it's super important that as a company of Xbox, they've gone, you know what, we know games are getting larger and larger and larger. So we're actually going to give you exactly the same tech that's inside the machine as an expansion card, so you can just plug it into the back. Because I know, Rich, you're a huge COD player. Like, we know COD is getting bigger by the day. So I think the ability to expand it is super important. But I think, Hannah, you've mentioned this in the past, maybe on Videocast. Do you just download everything, or do you pick and choose what you actually have installed on your console? Or do you just fill it to the brim and then delete as needed?
This was a quickfire question when everyone said they would uninstall Red Dead if they had to uninstall something, and it made me cry.
So yeah, it's just like, when you run out of space on your Series X, is it something you will then just delete the games that you no longer play to then reinstall later, or would you look to get an expansion card to expand that for ease for you guys?
I'm getting to the point now where games that I'm playing are big games. I like open world games. I like games that have 1,000,001 different downloadable contents attached to them. Like every week there's something new coming out. And I will need something. I'm getting to the point now where I can't just keep deleting and uninstalling the games and reinstalling them, especially because Game Pass has so much good stuff as well now with EA Play that I need more space. Like I do. And I deserve more space. I've realized I deserve the space to have all the games and not just a certain amount. So when Cyberpunk comes too, I definitely need something.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it the other day, got it ready for launch, and I dread to think how big that game's going to be.
It's going to be big.
I'm going to easily place your bets now, people in the chat or right here with the Vidcast team here. I'm going to say 90 gigs.
I'm going to say 100.
You go 90. Okay.
I thought
they said it was 64 gigabytes.
Oh,
I don't know. There we go.
Well, I'm going to say 100 anyway.
I reckon
okay, so going back to like, do I delete games or? Well, I'm still going to say 90 gigs. You never know. They may say 60, but they've delayed the game a few times, which means they're probably adding more. So they could have changed it without you knowing. Rich.
True.
All right. They were. I was watching them on GlitchCon at the weekend, and they spoke about that game for 3 hours solid. It was crazy how massive it is, and yeah. So there's a good chance that you're absolutely right, Ryan. It was 64 gigabyte. However, now here's an additional
200.
You've got an expansion card. Let us fill it for you. So. Yeah.
The base game will be 70 gigabytes.
There you go.
That's what Wookie Webster said. Look at Wookie Webster's comment.
Oh, there we go.
No reason to fear, despite rumors that it could be a 200 gig game. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Wow! It's all Keanu Reeves. It's all the HD.
Yeah.
It's an actual Keanu Reeves that comes out of the game and then stands there in front of you.
Stop dreaming, Hannah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Hannah's dreams coming into reality again.
Sorry.
I actually just watched Bill and Ted Face the Music this weekend.
I still want to see it.
Yeah, but let's bring it back to the storage question, because I actually love that. So as someone who came from a time where like I was really selective about my games, like I did the research, I'd read the magazines, when websites were a thing, I started doing the website thing, and I would say that I'm still kind of traditional in the sense of like if Game Pass didn't exist, I would only have a handful of games. I wouldn't be like, if I wasn't like a content creator, I'd only have like, I don't know, like 10 games kind of thing. And I still am a fan and would be a fan of trading games because, that was a really great system for us EV Games. I don't know if you guys have GameStop or EV Games, maybe.
Yeah, we've got Game. We used to have Electronics Boutique as well.
Electronics Boutique. Yeah, we
used to be that. Yeah, we've just got Game as a dedicated gaming retailer, but we've got obviously multiple other retailers that sell video games for us.
Yeah, so I love the system they had, and they have the what they called the EV Edge membership, and it was a really good trade-in policy they had, or still have actually. So, but I would say Game Pass, awesome, great value, and I love having all those games. Now, would I install them all? No. And I also brought an original memory card from back in the day. Now, this was considered like the slim, the kind of smaller-ish memory cards. They used to be a little bit bigger, but this is what they used to look like. And this only holds 250 megs.
That's quite a lot still.
Megabytes, not talking gigs.
I remember when there were 8 megabyte cards.
True. Good call. But yeah, I would say I still would delete and only install the games that I would be hardcore playing right now. That's how I roll.
That's all good. I've had a question.
It's a bit heartbreaking though, isn't it? Like every time you've got to choose one.
And you just have to delete Red Dead. You just have to delete Red Dead.
I'm never deleting Red Dead ever.
No, actually, it doesn't bother me too much. What does bother me though is that moment where I'm like, "Ooh, I want to play a game that I have had, and then I need to install it." I mean, that I will admit it's a pain point, but I love going into my games and apps and just seeing those like Hall of Fame titles, like the quality titles. I don't just throw everything in there. I just show respect to the games I love, like Messenger, Battletoads, like all those games deserve like a spotlight in my Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
What I think they should add to the My Games and Apps for the people like myself that just install everything and have like a hodgepodge of games there is that maybe favoriting a game so then it appears at the top of your list so you don't have to scroll all the way through. That would be a cool feature.
It's called pinning.
Yeah, but you can like pin it to the dashboard. But I never use the pin feature. I always go to My Games and Apps and just have it. If I could have favorites at the top, that's what I would like.
I pin just because I want it there, like as just to look at, like how you have a desktop wallpaper on your phone and you choose it because you want to look at it. That's why I pin certain things there, because it looks good. So. Just saying. And the wallpaper on my phone is Red Dead, just to so there we
go. We had a question from Derek a couple of minutes ago saying, heard that you can't play games stored in external HDD plugged into your Series X, only from the internal SSD. Is this true? No. So there is a yes and a no answer to this, Derek. So for everybody else that's watching, you can buy Ryan. He'll be back. Hopefully he'll be back. So you can play games that are installed on a USB HDD that's plugged into a Series X or Series S. That is no problem. However, and that could be backwards compatible titles, that could be Xbox One titles, anything like that, as you've done with the Series X, One X, One S. Ryan is back. Let's add him back into the stream. There we go. So yes, you can still play games from your external USB drive. However, if a game is optimized for Series X or Series S to gain those benefits of better frame rates, faster loading times, better visual fidelity, you need to ensure it's installed on the internal or the 1 terabyte expansion card. Otherwise, you won't get those optimized features. However, your back catalog of games, with your 360 titles, your original Xbox titles with backwards compatibility, all those Game Pass games you're downloading that aren't optimized for Series X or Series S, you can store on your external drive. I have a 4 terabyte external plugged into mine that stores my back catalog, and then I have my Hall of Fame games, as Ryan likes to put them, installed on my internal and my expansion card. So yeah, I've kind of got designated places depending on the game. So hopefully that's answered your question, Derek, about whether you can still use externals, and 100% you can.
You explained that very well, Tom.
It's like I've been talking about it for months, right?
No, but I mean, I've seen a lot in the chats. I would do is that I would see a lot of people say like, oh yeah, I have like an 8 terabyte or like a 20 terabyte, and I just fill it with games, and that's great and all, but at the same time, like, you're not gonna play them all. Like, it's not physically possible.
I beg to differ, sir.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, pretty much. There is one more accessory that I want to quickly touch on, because I know we are very quickly running out of time. And we've also, and this is a great message for older controllers and newer, and the backwards and the continued, what was the word you used? Continued compatibility?
Yes, continuous
compatibility.
Yeah.
We have also released a rechargeable battery pack and USB-C cable for the use for the new Carbon Black, Robot White, and Shock Blue controllers, because they are now USB-C charged. Now, a really important point here to make is that if you had an older play and charge kit with a little battery compartment, they still fit in the new controllers. So you can still use those battery packs, as beautifully demonstrated by Ryan just there. They still fit in the new generation controllers. The only thing that you'll have to make sure in order to charge them is you're using a USB-C cable. And that could be for a phone that you have at home or a spare cable that you've got. You can still use your older packs and just buying a cable, or we are selling the rechargeable battery pack and USB-C cable as a bundle together if you don't have any of the previous ones and looking for a rechargeable method. So yeah, as standard, the controllers are still AA, which I'm actually not adverse to. I still like the fact that I can just replace the batteries if I need to, and I don't have to replace the controller if something regarding the battery fails. I just replace the AA's or recharge my rechargeable battery pack. So I just wanted to make you aware that the old play and charge kit battery packs fit in the new controllers. If that's what you're asking, Paul, about, do they?
Do they?
Do they?
Hey, Tom.
Shaggy?
Is it true? Is it true that if you use USB-C and rechargeable battery pack kit, that you can charge your controller in, is it like under 4 hours? What's the time?
I don't know exactly what the number is, actually, to be honest.
Fast.
I know it's fast.
Yeah,
it's faster than it would be with micro USB as it used to be before. So yeah, with USB-C, you're getting that faster transfer. So you are getting faster.
I think it's under 4 hours, and I think that's why you play as well, which is awesome.
Yes. So amazing.
And the length of the cable, we got it, like, the whole play and charge kit itself, like, that's what blew my mind when it first came out, was like, the big issue at that time was, yes, we have controllers that are wireless and have a battery that you can recharge in it, but the cables, like this cable is super long, and the beauty is you have the option to plug it in and use it to play it while charging it. And the crazy thing is, it actually increases your input time. So you're actually, this is only for pro gamers. So Richard, this is you, buddy. I'm talking directly to you. But that latency is reduced even more. But it's hardly noticeable. But for those who are super pro and like elite over here, that's a major difference for them.
That's awesome. And the cable itself, they're always really good quality cables. Like, it's always the best kind of charging cable that I have in my house. It's like, yes, there it is. There's the bad boy.
Just to quickly answer a question to Paul, he's gone about he's using a third-party battery compartment that actually includes the back as well. because the new controllers are smaller on top, third parties won't work with the new ones. However, if you have an official Xbox rechargeable battery pack, that will fit in because you still use the same backing case, which might be why you're having an issue, Paul. Just as a heads up. So there we go.
GG.
I think we've covered as much as we possibly can right there. Talked new controllers, talked Seagate expansion, talked about the new rechargeable battery pack and USB-C cable. We've talked about our favorite controllers. We've rubbed in Ryan's face that we've all got a Series 2 controllers. And then he hits back with the fact that he keeps beating us at Halo, which we'll talk about later, Ryan. We'll talk about later.
So sick of hearing it. God.
Sick of hearing it, but I mean, it keeps happening, so you'll just keep hearing it.
Next time.
Ryan.
But I want to say a massive thank you to Ryan and to Rich for joining us on today's show, talking all next gen. Our next gen November is still going on. Next Monday, we're talking all about optimized for Series X and S games. And then the week after that, we're talking all about services. So Game Pass Ultimate, Xbox Live, EA Play, All Access, all those bits and pieces. So you guys are going to get all the information for those as well. So next gen November is not over yet. But yeah, Ryan, Rich, thank you very much for joining it. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, before you go though,
absolutely.
Right now I'm a Ryan J. Whitehead fan. That's with the J, not without the J, right? So I follow you, you know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of your social medias. How can people follow you if they want to continue to get cool, charming information from you?
Oh, well, bless your heart, Rich, the King of Kings. May long live the king. So I would say you can follow me at twitch.tv/EZ Encore. I say it that way just so you guys don't think of the word easy. But I'll put it in the chat for you guys in the Twitch side of things. There it is, Easy Encore. You can look at my Instagram is more of just a personal thing, but you can check out some of my Xbox videos and hilarious cooking videos.
And that's what I was coming to. So I've been following your cooking videos, and as you might know, I'm a big fan of food. So this is my throwdown, Ryan, because there's always got to be a throwdown with our bands, right? Okay.
Oh no!
I challenge you to a cook-off, okay, a social media cook-off. All right, your best Canadian meal against my best slightly Asian but UK meal. So, all right, what are you saying, Ryan?
You know what? I accept your challenge. A cook-off it will be. I will find a delectable recipe to cook and share on social for you to see. And I will create technology so you can taste it and realize how much better my cooking is.
I look forward to seeing this. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye about all of that. I very much look forward to that.
That's amazing.
Throwdown has been put.
I hope it's like this. Should we just do it on video?
We can do it live. I can
StreamYard, guys.
Yeah, I can set up my kitchen for live experience.
Rich is panicking now. Rich is panicking.
I'm in the kitchen. Oh my god.
And then we can put it into like full screen, and it can be like, come dine with me, and somebody can just be like talking about the other person. Oh yes, I'm into it.
We're into it. Right, well, with that challenge, guys, I want to say a huge thank you for everybody that's joined us live. If you are watching on video on demand, feel free to put your questions in the comments. We will still see them and still be able to get back to you with all of those things. Ryan has shared his socials and all those bits and pieces where you can find him. In all of our screens, you can see our Instagram handles just there. Feel free to follow us over on Instagram to find out what we're getting up to. But guys, until next week, I want to say thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers, guys.
It's a real honor, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.